Good morning, everybody. It is the Savagestacker, and first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for coming by my YouTube channel, and thank you for helping me get to 6,000 subscribers. Holy cow, we got up there pretty fast. The last 1,000 subscribers just kind of flew by, and I just want to thank everybody. I really wasn't doing much for the last 1,000 subscribers. I kind of fell off there for a minute, and I'm not purchasing much right now, and I'm trying to get a business going, so I've been kind of busy and haven't had a lot of stuff to talk about. And well, with all the new developments going on with the banks and stuff lately, it seems like everybody's got a new revamping of content to put out there, and I just want to touch on a couple things in that area. And we're not going to get into what happened with the banks and all that. We've already beat that horse, and we're going to talk about something else, kind of in that area, but a little different. And what that is I want to talk about protecting yourself from financial instability, loss of job, or just change in economy or anything like that. You need to protect yourself. And let me remind everybody, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just like you. I'm a guy that watches YouTube, makes a few videos, and likes to stack the shiny. And I just happen to, do it a little crazy at times and stack like a savage, and hence the name. But over time, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things to help themselves save money. Anywhere from stacking copper, right? And just, grabbing any bit of copper they can find and putting it in their garage, and when they need it for a later date, they have it. It's a little bit of extra money, some security, right? For when things are rough, or buying extra food or water, things like that. And us stackers, we like to put our money into precious metals. Some people like Bitcoin, and some like stocks, and some like bonds and things like that. But when banks start to collapse and your money doesn't seem to be as secure as it once was, I noticed a lot of movement and uncertainty in everybody's day-to-day life. There's a lot of new people out there buying metals, a lot of new people buying cryptocurrencies, and just worried about what's going to happen and getting their money out of the bank. And a lot of that comes with fear. And I think if people were to put something away, whether it be cash, keeping some powder dry, some metals, extra food or water on hand, just be prepared, they wouldn't have to panic so quickly. And I was getting emails from AppMex and Money Metals Exchange and all kinds of companies saying that they have done 4 times the amount of volume over the weekend than they have in the previous years, and to get your metals now. And I even posted one of those up on my community tab, which it was kind of sarcasm. I wasn't trying to push anybody to buy metals at all. If you know my channel, I try to get people to stay on budget and to cost average. And so if you don't know my channel, you might take it as I was trying to hurry up, go get your metals, things are going down, but I wasn't doing that at all. So I went back and edited that, because you would have to know my channel to know that I was just putting it out there that things were going down. People are uncertain what's going to happen, and they were panicking, so they were buying more metals. And so we'll clarify that up real quick, that I was not trying to fearmonger or trying to how do you say it, pump silver or gold. Naturally, I like silver and gold to protect me, myself, my money, my assets, all my things right here. This is what I do. So either I do it at a FOMO, or I do it as a cost averaging, or I do it wrong times or good times, or whenever. Either way, I'm always buying this stuff. It's something that has helped me and my family out, and this is what I like to do. But on the other hand, I am also not just a bit of a prepper, but kind of a major prepper. I have years worth of food in my garage. I have years worth of toilet paper and water and vitamins and tradable goods, liquor and instant coffee, all those things. Feminine products. My girls are going to turn, a maturity one day and need feminine products, and buy it early. So I bought a bunch of it early, just so with inflation, we have it. It's not going to be $20 a box. Those feminine products, I got at $4 a box 3 years previous, So just protecting myself takes a little bit of that fear out of my life when things start to hit the fan, right? And our system is very, very on by a thread right now. I mean, it's a very sensitive system, and the trucking system issues we've had, the parts with cars and trucks issues with microchips, water, things that are just, things that could, get bad. The food industry, everything's really sensitive right now, and it doesn't take much to tip the hat and get things going in a bad way. So protect yourself, prepare yourself for the worst. And if the worst never comes, well, at least you hedge your food or your water, your metals against what's gonna come, inflation. And it's always a guarantee. Taxes and inflation is a guarantee in this world. And if you buy stuff a little early and it's not, gonna go bad on you, it's not perishable, then you saved money, right? So, and I've noticed that a lot with eggs lately. Like, it's a perishable item, so it's one of those things you can't get around. You go down to the grocery store and you're looking at something that used to be $3.99 is now $6.99, and you got to buy those anyways. But if you bought all the other stuff early, well, you were saved money there, so it kind of cost averages out your food cost, right? So prepare yourself with food and water and other things that your family needs, vitamins and medications and things. So you don't have to stress out when SHTF happens, and that could be many forms, from storms to banks closing, your bank closing, not being able to get the money out of the bank. I did see people get denied for their loans the other day, personally, right in front of me, because of the banks, because they didn't know what was going to happen Monday morning. So they quit giving loans out over that weekend. That Friday, they stopped. And we're talking all the institutions. They just went, nope, we're going to put a hold on this. We don't know what's going on. So if you're in a position where you think you have it all figured out, like you get accepted on a loan, or the bank's giving you money, or you have money in your bank that you think you can get out, if they could have put a kibosh on that, you might be in a panic, right? And so prepare yourself, keep yourself a little bit of cash on hand, if not a lot. I'm not keeping much money in the bank. I haven't for the last 5 years. Things have been really hokey the last 3, really bad. So I keep bill money in there. Bill money in the bank, that's it. I don't swipe my card for food and all these other things. I pull out cash. I have cash on hand. I have enough on hand to, get us through a problem. And I try not to put too much money in the bank. Another thing is I love stacking precious metals. And this is not only to protect myself, but this is also to help me save, because I am not good at saving money in the bank. I'm just not. The card's way too easy to swipe. So if you got a bunch of money in there, you just, you use it. You want to, feel comfortable. You want to go out and not worry about, am I broke and can't do this? You're like, yeah, I got it, right? So if I put too much money in there, I'm going to get way too comfortable with swiping my card, and I'm going to overspend. So I park my money into precious metals, and it has really, really, really done wonders for my life. So if you're on the edge about precious metals, I'm not telling you you should or have to, but definitely consider it. Get yourself a little bit of it, and you'll notice that, things start accumulating, and you're like, oh, I'm saving money, right? You can go turn this in just about any time you want. Weekends are kind of rough if your LCS closes over the weekends. A lot of them close on Monday. because they don't want to sell. A lot of stuff happens on Monday, fluctuates up and down, usually levels off by Tuesday. So a lot of LCS or local coin shops open on Tuesday because the markets settle out, and then they get a more realistic view on what's going on with the markets, especially if they closed with chaos on Friday, right? So long story long here, protect yourself, your assets, and your family by preparing for the worst. You have to. This day and age, if you're not preparing for whatever, there's an issue. A lot of people are preparing. Very rich people are preparing for the worst, and it's been happening for the last decade. And just because you hear some good news on the news one day, don't think that things aren't gonna get shady down the road, because they can and they will happen. And there's always one guarantee, is that something financially will happen eventually. Pop a tire, blow a tranny, lose a job. Losing a job you can lose a job right now very easily. A lot of people I've talked to, very secure in their job, have lost their job because the companies have gone under, or because they're trying to minimize and they get rid of their more high cost employees and save money by giving the next employee down many hats to fill, and they feel good. They think they're getting a raise or whatever, but that company's saving $90,000 a year, right? So anything can happen at any time. So the best thing to do is prepare yourself. And with stuff going on with the banks, I'm not trying to keep a bunch of money in there. I'm trying to definitely have it scattered out in different assets, right? Whether it be metals, cash, jewelry, whatever, I food, water, all the things that I will use. And the true money in this world is the stuff that you need every day, which could be food, water, medication, right? Those are hands down. You have to have those. Shelter, you got to have those things. Next thing is backup money, cash, metals, whatever, and so on. And that is the true currency of the earth, is stuff that you need day to day. The other stuff is just a way to stack your hard-earned time, your energy. This is just a way to store our energy, is in money or currency or metals. And when you don't need food and all that, you got to find a place to store your energy. And I choose metals right here, and food and water and tradable goods. All right. Some people, I got a buddy of mine, he buys jewelry off people. People need money, and they know that you can always come to him and he'll buy your jewelry off you. And I have a little bit of scrap here. Some of it's good, like this is a 10 karat gold ring, but I've had that for a long time. And some of it's just scrap gold. And yeah, I just collect that, add it to the stack, little collection of scrap gold there. And the silver, the sterling silverware, I stack that stuff too when I find it. And copper, when I find that on a job, I stack copper, I scrap copper. I got a lot of it. I have a lot of copper in the garage. And I find that many ways. I ask people for it on jobs. When the dozer rips the ground, it pulls wires out of the ground that are 200-300 yards sometimes, and I wrap all that up, bring that home. I have a bunch actually sitting right there that I got on the job a couple months ago, just sitting there. I need to pill it, but let's see here. Pretty good size. I probably got 100 yards of this stuff. Pretty good solid core copper there. And I just collect all this stuff. It's just another way to save some money, and it just sits in the garage until I need it. I don't go turn it into cash right away. I just sit on it until I need it, right? And I'm not putting my money in the bank right now. To me, it's just I don't need to. I only put my bill money in there. We have lived through the time here recently where we've gone in there to grab $5,000 out, and they're like, we can't give it to you. And I'm like, why not? It's my money. And they're like, well, we can give you $3 grand. And I said, no, I need $5 grand, thank you. And they're like, well, we can't give you $5 grand right now. We can give you 3 and you can come back tomorrow and fill out a piece of paper to get the other 2. And I said, no, you could give me 5. Let me talk to your manager. And I told him what I shouldn't have to tell him what I needed it for, but I told him, I said, hey, I'm putting in a down payment on a vehicle and I need to get 5K out. And he's like, all right, yeah, I give him 5K. And it was this big old process. And I'm like, that is ridiculous. Why do I need to go through this to get my money out of the bank, right? So I've just decided I'm not going to keep the money in there. There's just no reason to. My check goes in there direct deposit, and I take it right out. I leave what's in there for bills, and then I pull the rest out. And so that's what I do. All right, let's take a look. Look at this. This is my favorite government minted bullion coin right here. I showed some of the other stuff the other day. These are, I believe, 2020s. Yep, 2020s. And look at no milk spotting, radial lines, and just look how perfect the Canadian maple leaf is. These are my favorite government minted bullion coins right here. You cannot go wrong with a Canadian maple leaf. I like the gold, I like the silver, the platinum, the palladium, all of them. I don't have those, but I like them. And I think if I'm gonna be stacking any more government minted bullion, this is what I'm gonna buy right here, right there. I'm not gonna even mess with Eagles no more. I'm not gonna mess with Britannias because they melt spot so bad. I'm just gonna go for the maples. And I'm wondering, are they gonna put the king on there soon? Don't know. All right, long story long here, guys. Protect your assets, protect yourself, protect your family. And remember, silver gets very heavy and it gets heavy fast. So don't, my alarm clock got me. I know that a lot of silver stackers out there go for only silver, and I know it's easy to pull 40 bucks out and buy a couple ounces of silver, or 50 bucks or whatever it is on payday. And it's a lot harder to save up some money to buy yourself a quarter ounce or an ounce or a 10th ounce of gold. But when you get enough silver in your stack, it is very hard to move around, store. It gets heavy as heck, and just to move it fast takes a little bit of an effort, and then you gotta have the space for it. So don't shy away from the gold. This is 20 grand with the gold in this little baggie right here. I can stick that in a pocket and have 20 grand on me. 20 grand in silver is extremely heavy. It's extremely heavy. You know, we're talking 1,000 ounces. That's a big brick. It wouldn't even fit in this thing right here. It's a lot of weight. So I know a lot of you guys out there and gals out there are silver stackers, so, but just don't forget the gold. I think gold's very important, and in times it is very stable, so compared to silver. So don't forget the gold. All right, thank you everybody for coming by. It is a Savagestacker. Remember to hit that bell icon so you're updated on my latest videos. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Get some silver, gold, water, food, tradable goods, little bottles of alcohol. Even if you don't drink, you can use it for a lot of things. You can use it for wounds and you know, little pep for trading. I collect all that stuff, and it's in all my preps. So, and then coffee. The coffee don't go bad. Sugar don't go bad. Salt don't go bad as long as it doesn't get wet. So all that stuff's good tradable goods. All right. Thank you all for coming by. Savagestackers over and out.